That good? Let me just check it 1 second. Yeah, we good,
Alright, hey, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash.
Yahweh is the true name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai is the true name of His only begotten Son. There's no God beside them. We want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who definitely rule well, who told us the 100% truth of the scriptures, and honors and citations to the elect doc in doing these works. And sees not a season week in, week out, sincerity and truth. So yeah, man, we had a Fallout boy come up to the camp, having a bone to pick, and we gotta continue to endure, man. Ultimately, if you a Fallout boy, you got nothing to say. What do you really have to fucking say, man? All right, you're not still doing the works. You're not doing the things that please the Lord. All right, you're full of shit, full of deceit, and ultimately you're a nigga. And we know niggas, man. We grew up around niggas. We came up with niggas, so we know when we see one, man. And you're not fooling nobody. All right, we see you from you see Fallout boys coming from a mile away. So just go back into the world, do you, and wait for the missiles to come, man. So brother got on Hebrews the 10th chapter, 38th verse. Yeah, man. We what happened to giving diligence to make your call in the election short, man. All right, but you over here getting tripped up off something small. All right, but ultimately you're not of the hopeful elect. And the scriptures also speak upon how this word is like a net. Brother track that one down as well. The word is like a net, man. And once you get it, you got to throw the unclean ones back out there. So that's the symbolicism of coming into this truth, and you being undesirable, and the Lord throwing you back in the world.
Yeah, this is Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 38. It says, "Now the just shall live by faith. But if any man draw back..."
Yeah, so we're living by faith, man. Now the brother that came out, one point he had made was like, he said something like, I don't think like that. When we brought the scripture out, and I caught him. I said, "Oh, caught you. You just said you don't think.
Yeah.
What happened to how Yahweh Shai thinks?
Right.
We don't never. People have to. What we saw about Yahweh Shai, that people have to ask us what we think.
Right.
And even when they ask us what we think, we say it's what Yahweh Shai thinks. Right. So he over here, well, that's not how I think, man. And then I caught him, and then he's like, now you're trying to put words in my mouth.
Switch it up.
Yeah, and then I think that's when he tried to swear upon the name of Yahweh Shai.
No, he did.
He literally said, "I swear on the name of Yahweh Shai that I ain't say that." And you can bring the camera back, man.
Yeah.
The cameras don't lie. You clearly said what you think.
Yeah, another thing too, that's why important. We ain't really get no heavy scoffers over here in a while, or Fallout boy, but he came real subtle.
Yeah.
Like a snake. And see, the Lord allow us to he said, scriptures say, be harmless as dove, wise as serpents. So guess what? Brothers are serpents too, but wise serpents. And you can see a snake from a mile away, and his subtle of being calm, trying to be cool and ask a question, but his questions are really against, what the word is. And he has a bone to pick, and we're not that bone, man. Hey, look, you go ahead, man.
Hey, it's pretty much, man, he's coming up against the doctrine, and all these guys, all these Fallout boys, sooner or later, when they pretty much get disenchanted with this truth, deep down inside, the nastiness of the scriptures, as apostles coin it, pretty much, they have a problem with it. So now, he pretty much came up like a serpent, and pretty much was asking about, the so-called great doctrine and lying down with so-called prostitutes. When you want to have
he basically, with the narrative that that's that demonization that they push upon us brothers here at Great Millstone is rapists. Right. He even said, don't y'all have sex with little girls?
Right. Come on.
Him to say that like that, you're a demon, bro. You're a demon, because damn well And then this is another thing, because I was watching the video back, to lock it for the long one, but just giving a rundown. I was watching the video back in the car on the way home, and he was basically trying to insinuate that we were teaching him to go out and deal with prostitutes.
Right.
And that's the slickness and the craftiness that these men,
Right.
what they do. They fall out because they're not of the Lord's elect, and then they come back and they try to, you know, blame the church, blame the teachers who taught them.
Right.
And really he was trying to say, and I didn't catch on in the midst of him, but watching the video back you could see it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he was basically trying to insinuate that we told him to go out there and buy prostitutes and he could have a prostitute every day. He was trying to insinuate that, just as well as how he tried to say, don't y'all deal with little girls? You know what I'm saying? He was trying to say he was taught that by us. He a demon, because we never taught you that. And even years ago when I knew of him, he was a part of the camp, but I never messed with him. That was, you know, the leader at the time of the camp. That was his buddy.
That was
He was always under him. I never had nothing to do with him. Never really spoke to him.
That was his food.
You know, and yeah, go ahead, Salakia.
And like, real quick, man, you know, to quote the scripture say that let your yea be yea and your nay be nay. This brother asked him, what street you teach on? And he'd be like, well, I'm everywhere. But then he said that he's over this corner shit. That's what he said.
Right, yeah. That's what
so
he
you
said.
lying.
Yeah,
What do you mean you everywhere?
Yeah,
nigga?
yeah.
Right.
And then you say you over the corner shit though.
Yeah.
Right. And those guys, you know, you got guys like that too, that say that you ain't got to go out there and camp, man, and pretty much labor.
Right.
You know, this is a test of your faith first and foremost, man. You know, I got something real quick. This is let me start up. This is Sirach chapter 3 verse 21. Seek not out the things that are too hard for thee, neither search the things that are above thy strength. And you know, pretty much, man, you know, and he's trying to grasp, you know, something, and pretty much I guess he was pretty much going along with it, you know, but deep down inside he disagreed with it though. But we going over the scriptures and he can't really grasp what we're saying to him. Okay, we try to give him edification on the whole situation with harlots, and how the Lord himself gave Hosea a direct order to lay down with a harlot, and it was really representing pretty much Israel at the end of the day, you know. But he gave him a direct order. You can't go against a direct order, you know. You see?
I'll read it for you. Hosea 1 and 2, the beginning of the word of the Lord by Hosea. And the Lord said to Hosea, go, take thee a wife of whoredoms and children of whoredoms.
Right. Yeah.
It says, for the land hath committed great whoredom, departing from the Lord.
Right, and it's really likening to Israel though. But he actually gave him a direct order. You see? Yeah. But he couldn't grasp that. You know? Like I said, and right now that right there, we can just read that and close the book, man, because like I said, exactly. He gave the Yahweh gave the prophet, okay, a direct order to do so, man. You see?
And a quick precept to go with that, James 1 and 12, I'll start at verse 13 to point. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of the Most High. For the Most High cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any man. So he's not going to sit, the Lord not going to straight directly tell you to go and sin and do evil, man. He can't be tempted of evil. So that means that there's no sin in getting a harlot, because he told him to go get a harlot, man. It's as simple as that, man.
Right? It says here, Sirach chapter 3 verse 22. But what is commanded thee, think whereupon with reverence, for it is not needful for thee to see which thine eyes the things that are in secret. Be not curious in unnecessary matters, for more things are shown unto thee than men understand. And pretty much, man, that was basically our stumbling block to him. You know, pretty much what we teach. You know, and pretty much, you know, you go in the ways of a Babylonian state of mind. You know, and you just really come up against the orders of Yahweh B'Shem B'Shai. You know, when we're talking about the old ancient way of living, we know that the Bible is not lining up with the ways of this world. You see, and you got a lot of guys that are pretty much emotional. Okay, when a lot of the things come out of ancient ways, ancient customs that we had.
Yeah.
Got a lot of people that got a problem with that, man. Yeah. So then when they fall out, you know, the whole thing that they want to call it that they was forced to swallow it down. They didn't really wholeheartedly pretty much believe in it. You know, they sucked it up.
Yeah, as if he was being taught that purposely to do that. you
Right.
know, to do this stuff. And that's what
That's
it's
a car,
niggas. Yeah.
that's a nearsighted, short-sighted carnal mind, man. You know, like we're gonna continually go out there, and like I said, all things are lawful unto me, but not all things are not expedient. Okay, all right. Concerning what they want to call the great doctrine, when they call
Right.
laying down before them stuff, it's not expedient to do these things, though. But it's lawful. You see, all right. And it says, right. This is Sirach chapter 3, verse 24. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion have overthrown their judgment. And really, that was an evil suspicion of him not being able to swallow down what we teach, man. The nastiness of the scriptures, man. All right, concerning about you're able to label a woman as the flower of her age. You know, nobody's going out there seeking to do that.
Right.
But my thing is that they are and by nature they are ready to conceive.
Right.
You know, that's all we're saying. We're reading what's in the scriptures. You see? But you have these guys, they have the evil suspicion of that has overthrown their judgment. And he's going by his own vain opinion and had no scriptures to back up anything that he was saying.
Yeah, I got some. Salaki, this is in the book of Hebrews, chapter 4, verse 1. It says, let us therefore fear. And that's the importance of fear. You know, we're supposed to fear Yahweh Bashmiel Shah, so we can keep his ordinance. Another thing, too, in the book of Baruch, the 4th chapter, the scriptures say it was our minds to go astray, so being returned, seek him 10 times more. Ain't none of us perfect. All right, we're in the flesh, we sin every day, but not willingly. You know, we try to hold the law to the best of our ability and keep it to the best of our ability, to the laws that we actually can keep. Because there's certain laws that we can't keep. And what the scriptures say about the law. It said if you offend one law, you offend all. Roughly paraphrasing, man. Okay? So really, our righteousness is as what? Filthy rags. So how are we going to make it? All right? Unless we strive. Okay? We strive in the ordinance in which the Lord gave us. Okay? So it says, let us therefore fear. This is very important, because fear, having godly fear, is one of the ingredients. It's one of the ingredients that the elect will have. Godly fear, so that what? He will not do, and well, let's say this man or woman, right, will not do what he wants to do. Okay, according to his flesh, he will live more in the spirit and godly fear toward Yahweh Bashmiel Shah while he in the flesh, so that he could be delivered. It says, therefore let us fear, lest a promise being left us of entering into his rest. Now that rest is the Lord's salvation. So it says, a promise being left us of entering into his rest, any man should seem to come short of it, for unto us was the gospel preached, as well as unto them, but the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it. So you got fallout boys, men who fell out, man, over 8 years ago, man. You know, and now these guys have come back, they talk their shit, and they got a bone to pick with you, because when Jake is wicked, okay? 2/3 of the Lord's people, they straight wicked, man. And this is Jake nature, though, because as soon as you try to reprove Jake, or let's say you have to reprove him or rebuke him, they like to turn around and point the finger instead of taking accountability. You got this shit going on in YouTube where, you know, a lot of the alpha males getting on these women about taking accountability. You got emotional men that won't take accountability. And so what they do, because they fall out, because they had their reasons of falling out, they try to point at the church and say, no, it was this, it was that. That's why y'all ain't got it. Get the fuck out of here, man. So I'm just, it's like it for my long one. It says, let us therefore, verse 2. For unto us was the gospel preached. That good news was preached, as well as unto them. It was preached unto us, and it was preached unto them too, right? It says, but the word preached did not profit them. Key word there is profit. They didn't profit in the faith. They didn't eat the word with faith. They ate the word being carnal. That was what that nigga problem was from the door. You know, he wanted to be the leader of the camp. He wanted to shine. You know, he wanted to shine with the precepts and the breakdowns and have all his knowledge. The mighty prophet. You know, that was his problem.
And,
You know?
and pretty much I want to put a disclaimer on this individual, because we pretty much have a vetting system, you know, and we had this vetting system even before Great Millstone, so to speak, when he was doing this. But pretty much he was coming in under the wing of the leader of the camp at that time, you know, and he pretty much brought him in as his underling,
Yeah, under
so
his
to
wing,
speak.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And without really being thoroughly vetted. You see, so he was pretty much crept in unawares to begin with, man. You know, and my thing is that you got a bone to pick, though. You go find your leader,
Right.
go find your teacher,
The one who taught
go
you,
find
yeah.
your teacher who taught you, man. You know what I'm saying? Go. You got a bone to pick. Go have a bone to pick with him. You see? You know, I got something real quick. This is Titus chapter 1 verse 15. Unto the pure, all things are pure, but unto them that are defiled and unbelieving, nothing is pure. But even their mind and their conscience is defiled. And this mind and conscience is defiled, man. Okay? You know, he doesn't look at reverence the scriptures as it being the pure word of Yahweh Hashem HaMashai, or the pure way of how, what righteousness is, man. You know, or even the natural order of how things are supposed to be, man. You see? Okay? This man his mind is defiled in the Western mentality. Westernized mentality is what these guys walk around with, being emotional. And it says, they profess that they know the Most High, but in works they deny him, being abominable and disobedient, and to every good work reprobate. And this man, he's just a walking reprobate, man. You know, when he basically, little funny thing I had in my head, I gotta bring it out. When he was walking away from the camp, it kind of reminded me of the ending scene of Boys in the Hood. When Doughboy pretty much was talking, he walked away, and it said 2 weeks later. 2 weeks later, he was murdered. He also murdered, and it just disappeared. And that's what it was, man. He just walked away, man. And then I went to go look again, and he was gone. Like where did he go? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? He just vanished on the thin air, man. He went, like he said, he just went back into the world, man. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got something.
Yeah, I was gonna say too. Then what that got to do with, you know, salvation, man? At the end of the day, yo, you know, hey, another thing, the scriptures is balanced too. You know, a lot of jokers can't act. They act like they can't understand. Well, they can't, because they don't see the balance in things. You know, it's like you really gotta feed Jake with baby food and be like, open up, all right, and then let them chew that. Don't feed them no more until they swallow that down, and then you be like, all right, you gotta have a little more. You gotta treat Jake like that. And then Jake wicked as hell because they don't admit their faults. They like to point the finger, man. But go ahead, Absalom.
Yeah, well, honestly, when I think of it as that, when a lot of different brothers that try to come into this, they don't eat the whole roll. But this is Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 1, and I'm gonna skip around. It says, moreover, he said unto me, son of man, eat that thou findest, eat this roll, and go speak unto the house of Israel. So here it is. We're out here on the highways and byways. We are eating the whole roll, everything. Even the like the brother was saying, the magnanimity of the scriptures. That's what the apostles say. So you can't have that emotional type spirit, you know, and try to I don't know, but basically you can't be emotional in this, you know.
What?
Oh,
No, go ahead.
it says, so I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat that roll. And he said unto me, son of man, cause thy belly to eat, and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee. Then did I eat, and it was in my mouth as honey, as for sweetness. Now here it is. You start coming to this, and this is every brother that comes in. They listen to him, and it feels good. It's nice. But then what happens is this. It says, this is verse skipping down to verse 14. It says, so the Spirit lifted me up and took me away, and I went into bitterness in the heat of my spirit, but the hand of the Lord was strong upon me. So here it is. Not a lot of people can get to that point. Here it is. They just like to have the little bits and pieces of the scriptures that you know that fits them, but they don't want to eat the whole thing. So yeah, that's pretty much the point.
Yeah, real quick, precept. quick precept just to back you, because this is the book of Proverbs 3 verse 5. It says, trust in Yahweh with all thy heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy steps.
Hey, and that's pretty much what he didn't do, man. You know? Okay, read that again.
It says, Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5. Trust in Yahweh with all thine heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding.
And that's pretty much what he did. He was leaning on his own understanding, man. He didn't come out with his strap, you know, with the scriptures. You know, he came with his own opinion.
Because he said, Shapar, when you called him, he said, what I think of that, something he said, you know, he basically said what he think.
He said about the flower of the age, he said what his interpretation is different than what we think.
Right.
But he sure said that's not how I think.
Right. Yeah, he used those words.
And nobody's giving a damn about what you think.
How the scripture.
You know? Okay, you was a sloppy babe in this whole thing, man. You know? Okay? You know, this is a marathon, not a race, man. You know, and you basically try to swallow down topics and everything else so fast, man. You vomited everything back up, man. Can you finish up, brother?
Yeah, it says, verse 6, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thou
And you
path.
ain't acknowledging Yahweh Bashim Abashai at the end of the day, man. You got a problem with the scriptures, man. So how you acknowledging him and his word, man? You know?
He would have continued to teach. The man is a liar. He lied through the spirit, and you know, reading his spirit, he looked like he was high.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he had the breath, he got all loud, so he, you know, smelled his breath, and look in his eyes, you know. I said, man, yo, and these things, you know, being in the battle, I wasn't, you know, you come back, you can sit down and kind of look at everything, but in the heat of the moment, these things cross your mind, man. You know? But
Yeah, see that's verse.
yeah, it says verse 7, be not wise in thy own eyes, fear Yahweh, and depart from evil.
Right, and this man's part of evil, man, because he never put away the old man at the end of the day anyway, man. Okay? This is when the Lord was take and give you that grace spirit, man. He'll take and throw you away, man. You know, a lot of guys that's in this thing, man, that never put off that old man. He's one of them. You see?
Yeah.
This guy is coming with his own vain opinion, leaning upon his own understanding, and when the scriptures was coming out, he's still running his mouth, man, not having reverence for the scriptures, and he was pretty much taught that, okay? But he still want to get his word in when the scriptures is coming out, man. You see? Right? I got something real quick. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 24. Know ye not that they which run a race run all, but one receiveth the prize. So run that you may obtain. Right? And pretty much, man, you know, you run this race though, man, but it's a marathon, really, at the end of the day, man. It's not a race to try to swallow down topics and try to get the top spot, you know, and try to get this man up out of there and you take it over, and he had ambitions, man. He was eager to learn, but the whole thing was that he vomited everything that he had learned, and topics that he swallowed down, he basically vomited back up.
And he clearly went against the scripture. He said he read the book for himself. You know, so basically, you know, he got it. That ain't the order of the scriptures.
Right.
Scriptures say you shall be taught.
Right.
Paul said,
He'll teach you again.
yeah, he
Right.
said, how would thou know the name of the Lord? At least somebody, you know, teach you.
Right.
You know, roughly paraphrasing, man. You will be taught. Remember the, what is it, the Ethiopian?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he even said that, man.
How could I?
And like that, like, you can't come into the truth, man, and thinking you're gonna be that nigga. Well, I'm about to take over this shit. You know, you can't have that spirit, man. It's like kind of reminding like the spirit he tried to have. You know, and this is Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 30. It says, exalt not thyself, lest thou fall, and bring dishonor upon thy soul. And so the Most High discover thy secrets and cast thee down in the midst of the congregation.
And that's basically what happened to him, man, because a lot of things came out with this guy, and pretty much, you know, he had some situations where he had to run in with the law,
Yeah.
you know, running around with a sword and had a carnal mindset. When he this is what his take on him digesting these scriptures. You know, he came in with a carnal mindset to pretty much go after Esau. You know, pretty much, and you know, and there's a lot of little wicked things that he was doing, man. You know, and like I said though, man, this man was not was not vetted in a way because he came in through the previous leader, you know, under his wing, you know. So he pretty much got a pass, and he was pretty much he crept in unawares, man. You know, you see,
That nigga ain't creeping unawares. He was very aware. Just certain people couldn't see it. I saw that. shit.
Yeah, I saw it too. Yeah, we see it though.
He's just a
you know,
nigga trying to gain knowledge. That,
Yeah.
Like how 5%ers and shit be using no difference between that. Because them 5% niggas there still, oh, what's the science god? What's the math god? And try to battle each other with knowledge. That's what he was about, type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the biggest thing in this truth that you really got to learn is it's not about necessarily. It's about the knowledge, but it's more so about conquering yourself.
Right.
That's what it's all about, because it's about your character. You can know all this knowledge and all of this, but if your character is shitty, is fucked up, you treating brothers bad, or you not having the right mindset, the Lord could deny you, man.
Right.
You could be the baddest person on the earth with the scriptures, know all of the breakdowns.
Right.
But if your character is fucked up, you out of there, man.
man, Lord will throw you away, man.
Real quick,
Let me finish this up real quick. It says, and cast thee down in the midst of the congregation, because thou camest not in the truth to the fear of the Lord, but thy heart is full of deceit. So
Yeah.
you ain't coming to this truth for the real reasons, man, to obtain salvation. But their heart is full of deceit. How we know that this nigga's full of deceit?
Right.
When you come up talking about, so don't try touch little girls or whatever
Right,
you said, man. That's, come on, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, you really gonna say that shit? Like, that's fucked up. So your heart is full of deceit, man.
He lied about teaching. He don't teach no more.
Yeah,
He lied. I
Yeah,
said,
he
when?
lied.
I said, where's your channel? Then he said, I gotta have a channel to teach. Then what street you on? He never would answer it. What street you on? What street you on? What street you teach on? He never would answer it because he
Yeah.
don't teach.
Right.
Exactly.
And he basically he's choking on the meat, man. That's all it was, man. He's choking on the meat. You know what I'm saying? That's all it was, man. You know?
Like the scriptures say, let your yea be yea or your nay be nay. And I was like, and I know, and real quick, I know, man, that he ain't gonna believe in that seed hit, because when the Lord takes the oil away, he take all that oil away, man.
Right.
But I asked him, I hope you still think the seed hit is
Right.
an emerald to the TB, right?
Right.
He's like, well, I believe everything. Let your yea be yea, your nay be nay.
Right.
So you know that nigga's full of deceit.
Yeah,
if he can't answer you a straight damn question, man.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 5. Examine yourselves
Mm.
whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves how that Yahushua is in you, except ye be reprobates. Going back to what? Know that ye are the temple of the Most High, and the temple of the Most High dwelleth in you. So here it is. If you have a false spirit, you have things
A deceitful
going off
spirit.
about you. Deceitful,
Right.
yeah, done. And the Lord's not dealing with you. You know, he again, brother's seen it. I'm sure the dude was cut up and everything like that. And I'm sure when brother was talking, it was eating him up inside. So he had to say something. So yeah, man.
See, and that's not this. Oh,
I was gonna say that word reprobate. That's a heavy word. It says rejected as worthless.
yeah. Damn.
He ain't worth it. He ain't that boy. He ain't worth the damn man. He ain't worth the damn man. Right? What else is it?
It says past participle of reprobare, disapprove, reject, condemn.
And he's rejected. He's condemned, man.
Yeah.
You know, this man, he hasn't been going out doing the work, man. We haven't seen this guy in years, man. You know, and then when he was in this truth, man, and then we used to see him when he was after he fell out. He used to have the fur. What was it?
Oh yeah, the
mink.
Remember that? Remember that?
The Thames and the
You know?
Did he have on
You
the
know?
crib garment?
Yeah.
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 Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he treated it like it was like pretty much like a fashion show. You know, pretty much,
Right.
wearing
Dr. Joe
the
walking
garments and hooking the garments
Showing
up
out.
and
Yeah.
basically just wearing the garment out and
Yeah.
pretty much in public, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know?
If I can say one more thing, like, his heart being full of deceit. So here it is, when you hear a part of the doctrine, you're like, what? But you still amongst us. But in your head, you're like, oh, no.
Yeah.
That's the manifestation of that deceit, man. You get a thought like that, man, you gotta rebuke that shit.
Yeah.
But if you let that shit fester,
Yeah.
and now you still chilling around brothers, now your heart is full of deceit,
Right,
and you're
yeah.
not sincere no
Right, because
more.
he was getting all the milk topics to eat up
Yeah.
though. But when it came to that meat though, he choked on that meat, man.
Yep.
He choked on that meat though. He was not ready for that, man. He's not ready for that, man. He's just a novice, man.
Yeah, hey, when the brother Kahan brought out the reprobate and he mentioned the word rejected, that shows you the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, because here it is, you got a group of men that's fellowshipping, serving, praising Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, doing the works, but then, and one of the men, that's a reprobate. the Lord keeps that man, he's rejected, so the Lord's going to constantly keep a snare there so that he can't, the Lord ain't working with him. You know, the Lord not working with him. Wisdom is not supping with him, man. It's not dwelling with him. So he gonna make all the wrong decisions, get himself caught up in some stupid shit. You know, he always in trouble. He always in trouble, man.
And that's
you know, and that's the Lord having that that lying spirit there on that man for him to stay that reprobate man, you know, to be rejected of Yahweh Bashim Shah.
Right.
And if he wasn't a reprobate, then he would have been teaching. He would have still continued to teach.
Right.
You know.
Right. He never built up to be a character man of the Lord.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, he wasn't a man of integrity. This man, he didn't walk with wisdom. Okay. You know, he didn't seek advice from brothers before he made a move.
Reject counsel.
You know, you see. But I'm gonna finish this up real quick. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 25. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Going to that word temperate, pretty much keeping or held within limits, not extreme or excessive. You know, and this man was pretty much, you know, just trying to swallow down topics, and he wasn't really pretty much pacing himself.
Well, the temperate, being disciplined, you will keep yourself from being for basically sinning. You know, you won't be of the flesh. You will be holding yourself in the spirit against the flesh, even though your flesh be wanting you to, you know, go ahead and smoke that Mary Jane. You know, and here it is, dude will still be doing the worldly shit. That's why you got to come out of the world.
Right.
You know.
Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. You know, and he was trying to obtain that corruptible crown, man. You know, trying to be a nigga and try to push his way up through the ranks to the top. You know, and be that guy, because he had a lot of pride, man. You know, he pretty much locked down a lot of the milk topics. You know, and pretty much, you know, he was going against orders. You know, he was trying to go out and teach on his own and do these different things like that, man. And going against the natural order of how we got things established, man.
Right.
You know, but again, this man was not vetted, man, how we normally get it, man. He was came in under the wing of another man that's no longer here, man. You see?
Hey, real quick, the lesson, the message in this is also, when you're more disciplined, the Lord gonna reward you with spiritual things.
Yeah.
So that's why it's a good thing to be more disciplined in the word. You know, it's a sacrifice, and if the more you sacrifice for the Lord, the more the Lord gonna be there for you. He gonna open up spiritual things for you, and you're gonna receive those blessings, man. You're gonna have the eyes to see. You're gonna have the understanding. You're gonna have the knowledge. You're gonna have the wisdom. You know, you're gonna see that great power from Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You know, and you're gonna cherish it.
And with regards to rejecting orders, I remember like it was yesterday because, you know, he was suspended, which means, you know, not supposed to be. I believe I forgot exactly how it went, but you know, he was just doing a lot of nigga shit. So brothers basically set him on ice, tell him, you know, you gotta chill out. As a matter of fact, give us your garment and shit like that. He's like, yo, I ain't giving my garment up. I forgot exactly how it went, but basically, he, like the brother said, he was going against orders.
Yeah. He's basically being a nigga, just being rebellious, pretty much. You know, in the natural order of things, how things are set up within the camp. Man.
And mind you, this was, man, roughly what, about 7 years ago? This was a long time ago. This is when brothers was under the ban of DTA. You know? You said I know, but this this how old it was.
Yeah,
though,
yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, the reason why we said that because, you know, he wasn't on the level to teach, and he was still out there teaching. So, you know, to help him out, brothers like, yo, you gotta chill out. You know what I'm saying? Don't go out there and teach, just learn. But I remember because I had drove him home, and I was like, yo, you know, brother said you gotta give us your garment. He was like, nah, I ain't giving my garment up. And that was it. That was the last time we seen him.
But he didn't have to give his garment up, you know. But
Yeah.
this brothers was younger, more young in the spirit,
Yeah.
and you know, under the leadership of the head brother that was at the time, you know. But now, you know, we're not DTA, you know. We're not under that no more. All right. So
You know, it's like it, man. But like, also like, get from this lesson like an example of what not to be like, man. It sucks to be an example of what not to be like, but you have them out here. You know, unless you got more than that.
Yeah, I got some. There's 2 more verses. Verse 26, 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 26. I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I, not as one that beateth the air. You know, and pretty much, man, these guys want to beat the air, man. You know, This is pretty much a race where you have to be even keel with things, man. You know, you can't be top heavy in this thing, man. You know, you can't be top heavy in this thing. That's pretty much what he did, man. He didn't have no type of balance, man. This man wasn't transforming to being a better man for Yahweh Bashim Shai at the end of the day, man. His thing was basically trying to swallow down topics at an excessive rate and think that was going to be to where he would be the top man from there. You know what I'm saying? You know, so he didn't have no type of structure to him, man. No foundation. The foundation was not laid for this man to thrive in his truth, man, and be a man of Yahweh Bashim Shai. But it says, right? Last verse, it says, "But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway." You know, pretty much, man, this guy wasn't rooted to really go out there and preach the word, man. You know, and if he was out there like he claimed he was, man, you pretty much a castaway any goddamn way, man. You know.
Got some. So, 1 Timothy 1:5. Now the end of the commandment is charity out of a pure heart and of a good conscience and of faith unfeigned. So unfeigned means pretty much it's not fake. If you're feigning it, you're faking it. But if it's unfeigned, then you're not faking it. You're being sincere this whole time.
Right.
And that's how you got to be in this truth. No ulterior motives, no deceitfulness about you. Pray to Yahweh Shai to take that away from you, man, fast. Because otherwise it's going to swallow you up completely and cast you right out of the truth, just like that dude, man. Brother brought the beautiful scripture about that evil suspicion overthrow your whole judgment.
Yeah. Hey, I got something real quick. Just going back into the point of being taught. This is the book of Acts, the book of Acts, chapter 8, verse 26. And the angel of the Lord spake unto Philip, saying, Arise and go toward the south unto the way that goeth down from Jerusalem unto the Gaza, which is desert. It says, and he arose and went, and behold, a man of Ethiopia, and eunuch of great authority under Candace, queen of the Ethiopians, who had the charge of all her treasures, and had come to Jerusalem for to worship, was returning and sitting in his chariot, read Esaias the prophet. Then the Spirit said unto Philip, Go near and join thyself to this chariot. And Philip ran thither to him, and heard him read the prophet Esaias, right, and said, Understandest what thou readest? And he said, How can I, except some man should guide me? And he desired Philip that he would come up and sit with him. So even this man, all right, of Ethiopia, he mentioned, how could he understand the scriptures unless he was guided? And brothers gotta teach you. And the thing about learning is that you eat with faith, man. This ain't no fucking fashion show. This ain't all about being a mighty prophet, knowing all the scriptures and trying to, act like, you the best debater. This ain't about that, man. It's actually all about faith, man. That's basically the point, man.
Because I brought this up before because here it is. You have to seriously when the scripture says seek the Lord, it means to actually seek Him. Don't just give a break or just try to do something else. No, seek Him. So this is Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 6. It says, without faith it is impossible to please Him. For he that cometh to the Most High must believe that He is. Okay, that's another thing. Believing and not doubting. That's what the brothers got into their camp for. It says that He is the rewarder of them that diligently seek Him. Right? Because here it is. We have, just like what the brother brought out as far as the incorruptible crown. We believe that when we get through this, there's a reward waiting for us, man. That's the whole point, man. We seeking and constantly seeking after Him, diligently. But that's pretty much the point.
Got some real quick. This is Hebrews chapter 5, and I'll read it in the KJV. Then I'll probably read it in the NLT, Lord willing. Hebrews 5 and 11. It says, of whom we have many things to say, and hard to be uttered, seeing ye are dull of hearing. But when the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of God, and are become such as have need of milk and not of strong meat. You know, and like another thing he said is that he had questions, but at the same time, if you're saying you so-called learned under us, you know, you should already have the answers.
Right.
Right.
You know? But again, going into the scriptures where it says, you know, you have need that one teach you again, you don't have the answers. You know?
And really it's because of that pride. You know, the pride he didn't be humble. Because if you a humble brother, you know, you're gonna listen to brothers and learn. And then you're gonna research yourself, of course. You know, and then you studying. And the studying gonna make you efficient, you know, to where you understand the word when you read it. It don't offend you. You know, it shouldn't offend you. If the word offend you, you got a lot of demons on you. You got that old man spirit still on you if the word is offending you. At this point, us brothers, the word don't offend us, man. If brothers got to correct one another, brothers grab the scripture and be like, come. You know, it is what it is, man, because the scripture said it. You know, so it's like, look, if the scriptures offend you, you have a problem not with the brothers, you have a problem with Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
And they still can't get it, man. We go through the scriptures. We go through the scriptures, break it down. They still can't grasp it, man. Okay, the Lord took that oil away from this man a long time ago, man. You know, this man been a fallout, and all of a sudden now he wants to come and there's a few times, man. We seen him and he just walked past the camp.
Yeah.
But now you want to come to the time now to where you want to stop and ask these questions. And you're just a typical scoffer.
Really, he should go and find the guy who actually he was under the wing with. That's who you should go find and have your bone to pick, because he the one that actually taught you, man. You know, I barely spoke with him. I never spoke with him as much, you know, in the camp. Listen, man. Dudes you don't know and dudes still living in that carnal mindset. Look, man, you ain't gonna make it, bro. You ain't gonna make it. That's the Lord, because when he first came, we was already in that spirit, talking about not living in the flesh, you know, or excuse me, living more for the spirit than you are in the flesh.
Right.
And then he was there getting cut. You know, he was getting cut before he even opened his mouth. That's when you came and I saw you smile. I thought you knew what time it was, but I knew you said you didn't know. But I thought you when I saw brother smile and shit, I was like, oh, say he remember, he know who that is.
Yeah, I had to say, yo, that is him. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was saying,
like, something I observed was like, one, he acted like a woman. You know, a woman listens to argue. You know, he came to the camp, and you know, it's like. Like the other brother Paul used the word, he had like it seemed like he had an ulterior motive.
Yeah.
When he came to the camp. It's like, what are you coming to the camp for, to argue?
Yeah.
You already know what was gonna happen.
Yeah.
So it's like where you getting, then he bore false witness, you know?
Yeah, with the Lord teaching us something, because, you know, you got scoffers that come we spoke about this a little earlier, subtile, you know, like a snake. They come like, you know, cool, calm, you know, he was cool and calm. He was acting like I ain't seen you in a while, so it's like I just want to kind of say. But then his questions are like here it is. You already know this. You came to try to demonize us. What you thought you was gonna stumble brothers or something. So brothers read your spirit and see, nigga, you ain't right.
Right.
You a demon, but you came all subtle. Like you came all. You know, he didn't come first. Rah, like I don't want to mention him. You know, brother mentioned earlier, which that demon. But he didn't come like that woman screaming. He came more in the approach like cool, like, you know, I ain't seen in a minute, you know, and then all of a sudden you saying that we what about we touching little girls or some shit like that, using that type of wording his words that way, like, so you must be on vocab,
right?
And type of shit you want.
And he came out like a Christian.
Yeah,
typical Christian comes in that fashion that he comes with, you know, subtle, subtile, and you know, and trying to, you know, pretty much. You know, trying to think he's gonna get us with a gotcha question or something like that, man.
And Salaki, and the thing too, the woman's spirit too is when the reverse psychology. Here it is, he get rimmed up, rimmed up, you know, hyped up. Yeah. Then when you hyped up with him, he'd turn around and say, "I was just asking the question. I was just asking." It's like nigga, like Go ahead, man. That's that shit you gotta just walk. You walk out on your woman like, yo, I ain't fucking with you. You're a demon. Like you just walk out because it's confusion. You're not gonna get nowhere with that shit. So why argue this shit? You know?
This is back in the NLT. It says a call to spiritual growth. Hebrews 5:11. There is much more we would like to say about this, but it is difficult to explain, especially since you are spiritually dull and don't seem to listen. You have been believers so long now that you ought to be teaching others instead. You need someone to teach you again the basic thing about God's words. You are like babies who need milk and cannot eat solid food.
Right.
For someone who lives on milk is still an infant and doesn't know how to do what is right.
And that's what the situation he's in, man.
Hebrews 5
Yeah.
and 13.
Yeah, and he's still a babe. He's still a babe, man. You're trying to come up here with these questions, and you didn't even really fully digest that, man. You wasn't able to really digest that. That's why you couldn't accept it, man. Okay, you just went along with the goal along, though. But you felt like, well, forget about that. Well, you know, and he said that, you don't have to know the 100% truth to for salvation. You know, so he made that statement. You know,
Yeah, dumbass statement. How you gonna? You can't have. Listen, man. You can't have 90% truth and 10% off. So let's say you got all the truth, but then you got the name of the Lord wrong. The Lord ain't gonna hear your ass.
Right.
You still was blinded.
Yeah.
Why would the Lord blind us when he said he revealeth his secret unto his servants the prophets? You know? Why would he tell us what's coming to help us be ready for, so that we don't go down that path to be destroyed, but then again he won't give us 100% truth.
Right.
It don't make sense. When we say 100% truth, it's the scriptures, man. The breakdowns, the history, you go into the prophecies,
Right.
you know, in the book, we have it, we know it. The Lord gave it to us, and guys get bugged out when Elder Apostle Hart say we know more than the old prophets.
Our teachers.
The old prophets are the same ones back,
Right.
and they know more, of course, because why? Time the Lord revealed it. This is the end.
Right.
We're gonna be delivered soon,
Right.
man.
You know, they're just basically going with the word of the Lord and the vision that the Lord has given them. But a lot of the prophets, they couldn't understand. They couldn't understand, fully understand what that was. You know, especially when it comes to John the Revelator with Babylon, man, he didn't really understand.
Yeah, he said the woman.
You know?
Protecting God.
You know? But right now, like I said, in this last time though, they listen. The Lord unsealed it. You know, Yahweh Shai.
Right.
You know.
Because here it is. Because going back.
Hey, Salakia, real quick, Doc. Salakia, because going back to the point Kalab mentioned, if the prophets of old, if like you said, John the Baptist, him describing the beast, the woman that sit up on the beast. Excuse me, John the Revelator, Salakia, John the Revelator, him describing the beast and the woman that sat upon the beast. If he understood it the way we know now, he would have written it the way that we know now.
Right.
We know that goes into what? NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. He would have had all of that, but he described it the best that he can describe it.
Yeah.
You know, which was really given for us again to have the increase, knowledge increase.
And break it down, yep.
And break it down, you know?
All he did was he just threw the alley-oop up. You know?
Yeah.
You know, he threw the alley-oop up and Yahweh Shai basically woke us up, man, to basically bring it home and slam dunk it, man. You know? And be able to break these scriptures down, man. You know?
Yeah, I was just saying, just really, just thinking about how you brothers were saying that he was coming in basically with the mindset, and I could argue this, that he was already condemned already. So this is John chapter 3 and verse 18. He that believeth on me is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already, because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of the Most High. Because here it is, you have we had another dude coming towards the camp, saying, you know, suck his dick, whatever the gay stuff. And again, he was already, he's already marked, man. All these people that you start going past us and everything like that, saying things under the breath, thinking about it, they're already judged. Because here it is, the Lord looks within the inward part of man. Okay, it says, verse 19.
Hey, and that's a wicked ass nigga, man. For the somebody to go say that to a bunch of men like that, man. That's a wicked ass nigga, man.
Yeah.
You know? Okay? Yeah, like I said, though, man, the Lord gonna kill that dude, man.
Hey, scriptures say they shall have their reward, man. It says, and this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light because their deeds were evil.
Right.
So here it is. He had that mindset. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go and ask these 2 questions and see what they're gonna say, and they're gonna get tripped up. Thinking these stupid things, man. And again, he got tripped up and he got cut.
Okay, like the scripture say, how great is that darkness?
Mm.
So here it is, we giving you light, but it's like, oh no, that can't be it. Well, nigga, you don't know the answer.
Right.
So you give us the answer.
He said, hey, I got more questions. You know, but you put the biggest questions that you wanted to bring out. But come on, you brought up the heavy artillery first.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, 2 questions you spent down. What else you got, man?
I'll tell you
You're
this.
supposed to be teaching.
Yeah,
But you got
that's-
all the questions.
Right.
That's it for you fucking scoffers. Because I'm telling you now, Lord willing, they can't, man. Blocking you niggas out. You ain't coming with that bullshit every week.
Don't come back.
Yeah. You done fucked yourself up, man. Because you playing with the Lord, man. You know, we serious brothers in this truth. And I ain't about to sit here and go screaming back and forth, especially not with a fallout. Somebody that was actually taught the word. He accepted the word what it was back then, but now he has his own problems, and now the churches, that what he learned from is wrong. Man, fuck you dudes, man. I want some straight up, man, fuck you niggas, man. Word up, because all you do is you cowards. Like, you fall out or something, and then you want to blame it was them that made this, that did this to you. Get the fuck out of here, man. You dudes are not men. You're not men, you know? The Lord rejected you, and that's that. Put it like that. You take your problems up with Yahweh Bashmiel Shah. If you was a real man of the Lord, you would have continued teaching. You would have had you a corner. You would have had your fruits, men who came in because of the teaching that you coming in the spirit of the Lord, and you would have had your work, you know, your work in the Lord, and you would have continued to teach. You talking about shit that happened over fucking. We talking anyway. Salakia. Closing scriptures, brothers.
Gotta appreciate it. This is Proverbs 19:29. Judgments are prepared for scorners, strike to the back of fools. You see, so it's like not only him but everybody else that I want to scoff, mock, by the, you know, some coming their way. And by the way, you know, Slakia, I just really, you know, realized that he acted like a straight female at the camp, man. It's like, you know, he would ask a question, and then this, you know, question, you know, brother answered, and he kept trying to like talk over brothers, and, you know, it's real like, you know, womanish.
A real man that's sincere, he gonna ask in sincerity. A man that say he just asking a question, he ain't sincere. It, you know, it tells through your spirit. Your spirit your spirit's gonna come out. And you talking with people, when you dealing with people, how you word certain things, it's your spirit. It's coming through your flesh. It's speaking through you. The Lord have a demon speaking through you. You know, if you're a righteous brother in the Lord, you know, you're a man of the Lord, guess what? You're gonna speak as a man of the Lord, man. And if you're sincere about something, you're gonna get clear, you're gonna get understanding of what you want to hear. And meanwhile, you can actually go online. You know, you can look up these topics right online and get your understanding if you sincere. You guys play this fucking game, this snake subtile game, like you sincere and you really not. You're a nigga. You're a demon. And the word demon means intelligent. So you're intelligent enough to come down here to be a fucking serpent and then try to come in with some bullshit because you got a problem with Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. That's your problem. You was an intelligent man to come down there and do what you did. You a demon. You know? The Lord gonna deal with you too.
This is Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 12. Because a lot of Jake have that prideful spirit, man. And again, you the Lord's gonna deal with you. It says this, before destruction, the heart of man is haughty, and before honor is humility. Now I looked up the word haughty. It says arrogantly superior or disdainful. So here it is. You know, first. I remember the scripture that I brought out saying that you have to deny yourself, and that denying also comes with that humility, confessing your sins and everything like that, and coming to the Lord and admitting that you did wrong. And here it is, and he's coming. He should be on that humble spirit because he knows he did wrong. He knows what he did. He fell out of the truth, you know, and yeah, now he's all prideful and stuff like that, and the Lord's gonna deal with you, man.
And matter of fact, if you have works, you didn't have to ask a man if he had faith because you would see his works. If he had a camp, if he was teaching, and if he was out here not on camera, be around here teaching, you would have ran into him. You would have seen him. Oh, yo, he's still out there teaching. So I wouldn't have to ask you where you teach at.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I would have saw you teach. I ain't seen you in years. Fucking lying ass demon. You lying. Just straight up lying. And I can't say he was high, but he looked like he was freaking high, man. And you lying in the spirit like that. Just to cover your ass, man, because you're a nigga.
Hey, this could be the season like you was going into. You got scoffers. What month we in? You
Oh,
know,
June.
So, yeah. And no, I'm talking about it's the special P month. You know, I don't know if I can say that word anymore. Pride.
Oh. You can say pride.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's Pride month, so
Right.
you know,
Oh, shit.
Oh,
going into momos,
Yeah,
but also
that's
to these
crazy.
demons
damn,
too.
that is
Yeah, it's pride month. So expect the demon for pride. Yeah. Yeah, close the scripture.
I got something real quick. This is Proverbs 1:30. They rejected 129 in the NLT, but they hated knowledge and chose not to fear the Lord. They rejected my advice and paid no attention when I corrected them. Therefore, they must eat the bitter fruit of living their own way, choking on their own schemes.
Damn.
For simpletons turn away from me to death. Fools are destroyed by their own complacency.
Mm.
For all who listens to me will live in peace, untroubled by fear of harm.
Damn. So it's better to obey than to give sacrifice, man. You know, keep the ordinance of the Lord and keep the word that was taught. Not winnowing, not being seduced in the spirit by wicked spirits, changing up, remixing the doctrine, because there's a lot of that going on. Guys are remixing it, you know, trying to sing their song instead of, well, remixing the song, and the song don't need a remix. The original is a classic, you know? So, hey, with that, you got something? Oh, so with that,
Salaki, real quick, I just wanted to bring out the word for standard. It says flag or other conspicuous object to serve as a rallying point for a military force, from shortened form of Old French military standard, a banner. You know, and this you know, the Akim out there, that's the banner. Like it says in Psalm 64, the Most High have given me a banner to basically bring out the truth, so that those that are meant to wake up can wake up.
Isaiah 13:1, lift you up a banner on a high mountain.
Right?
Yeah.
So hey, if you don't listen to the standard, then you know, you only got one way to go after that.
Right, because there's only one way in and only one way out, and that's through Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Lord's elect. Shalom.
Shalom.